Hey guys, Gilberto here, and today I'm gonna show you how to create killer ads on Meta. And if you wonder why you should listen to me, if you don't know me, I spent about $5 million on Meta ads, so you don't have to, and I can just give you the source right away. So you can make money with your ads if you're running your own business, your own agency, or if you're a media buyer like myself, right? And if you want to do what I do, link down below, I can teach you how to become a freelancer media buyer. Now, let's start on the formula to create killer ads. Because if you are a media buyer, if you run ads, if you have your e-commerce store, you know that ads, like the creative itself, is pretty much 90% of the overall results you're gonna get. So how do you actually get the results is by having absolutely killer creatives, which are following those 5 steps that you can see right here. So step number 0 is gonna be to pick the avatar. And this is obvious, you just have to pick who you're gonna sell it to based on the product or the service that you're offering. Step number 1 then is gonna be finding desire and the pain point, essentially, of your avatar, of your audience. And then based on those desired pain points, then you need to go to step number 2, which is analyzing the current mechanism, the objection, the marketing sophistication, the marketing awareness. And then step 3 is going to be to finally create those angles, so the copywriting. And then step 4 to make the creative, so the video or the image that we're gonna be using. So nowadays, luckily we have AI, so we don't have to do a lot of those things. A lot of the things are done completely by the machine, but there is still some input that we as human being and advertiser have to place, because otherwise, if everyone has the same AI machine, how can you actually make ads that are a bit different compared to the competition, right? You need to be better than them. So let's start with step number 0, which is pick your avatar. All right, like I said, you need to understand who you're selling to. Maybe you don't know exactly who it should be your avatar, but you should have like a general idea. If, for example, I'm selling protein powder, probably my avatar can be someone that is trying to go to the gym to make muscle. Obviously, there can be more. For example, maybe someone that doesn't eat during the day, and so they need like something that they can eat, right? And then the protein powder is super good and powerful, it's fast to make, right? That's a secondary avatar, sure. But you have a general idea about who you're selling to. Now, step number 0 and step number 1, they kind of are blended together, to be honest with you, because you can actually use AI to go out and find both of them, which is exactly what I did. So if I go into my Gemini, which is right here, you can see I already made a marketing research about THC gummy, right? So I asked Gemini through the deep research function, which is exactly what I have to use. I ask, okay, actually I can show you the prompt on ChatGPT because I use the same prompt. So let me go to the top. I'm selling THC gummies at a different dosage from 3 to 10 mg. I wanted to essentially perform a deep marketing research to identify all potential B2C audience segments, and I would like you realistically buy this product. We would like realistically buy this product. For each audience segment, you identify the breakdown, core pain points, core desire, what they try and what doesn't work, why would they buy this product, the likely objection they might have, and the most common emotional and logical marketing angles to target them. So I'm kind of doing pretty much, I would say, all those 3 actually steps, because step 0 is not really a step, but I'm doing all those 3 steps all in once. But realistically speaking, what we're trying to do here is to find the first 2 and then narrow it down to the second and third one, so then we can focus on the 4th one. But like I said, I'm using ChatGPT to do the marketing research and Gemini. So I'm using both, not one of them, I'm using both. Gemini is perhaps more in depth. As you can see, like the information that it gave me, consulting different websites, is phenomenal. So what I did afterwards was pretty much just like exporting it as a document, as a PDF. And I did pretty much the same also with ChatGPT. Just went ahead and I created a document, essentially a PDF. Ask, please create a PDF based on all these which I uploaded. Perfect. Now we have our PDF, which is covering pretty much everything in terms of desire, pain points, but not just that. He actually went a little bit more in depth and try to analyze the current mechanism that you're using, the current objection, the marketing sophistication, and the marketing awareness. Now, what you should do is actually go to cloud. So be careful. I'm using different AI here for reasons, right? I'm using Gemini and ChatGPT for marketing research, and then I'm using cloud for the copywriting. There is a purpose into that, okay? Now, what we can do, essentially, and by the way, this is going to come very helpful in a second, but what we can do, if I just create a new chat, is uploading the document that we just had. So if I go to uploads, I'm going to go to download. I'm going to have my PDFs here, right? So I'm going to ask now Cloud to analyze those PDFs to try to understand essentially what I'm talking about. So just going to go ahead and say analyze these 2 marketing research PDF, right? So I'm just asking literally to read that and just go through that. So it might take a little while, so I'm just gonna stop the video and start again once it's finished. Okay, so as you finish, just analyze the whole document and give me a breakdown about everything based on essentially the demographic that might use it, the reason why. He even told me, for example, what microgram should be used for what use case, right? So the 3 mg used for focus, whereas the 10 plus is used for recreational. So you're just having a trip. The 5.1, for example, is used for sleeping. So here with this product, I'm, for example, trying to identify what are my possible avatars, which again, it kind of did already for me, right? But now what we can do is going ahead and ask him to start with the second step, which is common mechanism that they're using. So I would like them to first understand this actually is my avatar and what are the desire and their pain points. So as you can just go to Cloud, say, based on this search, on this marketing research, please give me my top 3 avatars and their desire and pain points. So now it's gonna do the same. It's gonna analyze, based on this whole marketing research, my top 3 customer avatars for THC gummies and their core pain points and their core desire. Again, this is worth reading. I understand the machine does it for you in terms of like explaining everything. Still, you should kind of read it because the machine is not perfect and something probably is not gonna, be picked up on machine. So go through that, read it. This is gold. This is gold information. That's how you actually make killer ads, by understanding your prospect. So avatar number 1, for example, is the chronic relief manager. Adults 35, 65 is even giving you the age, like slightly sick female, middle income, often dealing with, like, it's telling you everything, okay? So core pain points. I manage chronic symptoms that conventional medicine has failed to. Okay, this is actually great, right? This is absolutely great. What we should do, again, to be honest, is just like take this and put it on a light PDF, but that might be too long for this video, so I'm just gonna go through that real quick. Lack of clinical equivalence, quality of erosion. Okay, primary desire, sustainable, predictable relief. Okay, why would they buy? They would buy the 5.1. They even tell you like who should actually buy what specific like dosage, which is absolutely nuts, right? But instead, this specific avatar, the chronic relief manager, might buy the 5th one. Then there is the functional microdoser, right? So we pretty much know what this is, right? 25, 50, 45, young professional, health conscious, often competitive, creative career. This is like the typical CEO of like a SaaS company or stuff like that. Or even myself, like I'm 26, I'm a media freelancer, media buyer. I did microdosing in the past, not gonna lie to you, like in Thailand. So I'm fall perfectly under this one, right? And then it's telling you, okay, well, this guy probably wants like a 3 mg because he doesn't want to trip. He just wants to be focused. He can use maybe these to kind of like shut down the noise in his head and be focused essentially, right? Again, golden. Then you go to avatar number 3, which is pretty much the junkie, right? Like, to be honest with you, is the one that just want to become super high. And as I say here, predictable recreationalist. That's just a fancy word to say junkie, pretty much. And probably this dude right here wants to like the 10 plus 1. Let's see if we say, yeah, 10 plus 1, right? Those, because again, he wants to get high. Pretty much that's what he wants to do, which is fair enough, right? Perfect. Now we have the 3 avatars, and we have their primary desire and their pain points, right? Even right here, you can see fear of functional impairment, icon risk of being out too quick. Okay, that's a good one. Baseline anxiety, stress, caffeine supplement fatigue, current solution. Okay, signal sensitivity, terrified of being perceived as a stoner. See, that's exactly what I said, junkie, right? So all this is great. This is super good. Called desire as well. Okay, perfect. Now we have the stuff. So we have to go to the next step. We have to pick one audience. I like the junkie one. So I'm just going to pick this one right here. Avatar number 3, right? This one right here. Avatar number 3. And I'm going to ask Cloud, right? All right, Cloud. So based on avatar number 3, and then I'm just going to paste it right here. Just like this. I want you to list me there, and now we're gonna go back to the mirror board right here. So what do we want? Well, we want all this stuff, all this incredible stuff right here. We want the current mechanism they're using. So we want their current mechanism they are using to achieve their desire. Then we want the objection that they might have when buying our product, the possible objection they might have. Then we can do, I want to understand the marketing sophistication level, which if you don't know what marketing sophistication level is, actually right here, if I zoom in, you can understand this is the micro sophistication. So you start from level 1, it goes all the way to level 5, but pretty much level 1 is the birth of the market. So every one of us already skipped it. Like pretty much everything that was supposed to be like invented when it comes to the B2C space has already been invented, you know. Something new, for example, is AI. AI was like a new market like 5-10 years ago. Now, for example, it's already at stage 2, stage 3, right? But pretty much every single product or service you're going to advertise out there is not going to be a level 1, okay? It's always going to be further down the line. Level 2 is make the claim bigger than your competition. Essentially means that, okay, the market is already there. Someone is already making the claim, and now you have to make it bigger, which is pretty much what we see with AI a little bit, right? It's like, yeah, these AI, like ChatGPT can make a picture in 7 seconds, whereas Gemini takes 9 seconds, right? Or Cloud can actually score 49 points higher in coding compared to GPT. So you just make your claim bigger. That's pretty much all you're doing. Then you have level 3, which is introducing a new mechanism that offers a logical reason why your claim is achievable. Meaning that if now AI, they are just competing about, yeah, I'm scoring a little bit higher than you. Level 3 should be AGI, I think, general artificial intelligence, right? So if ChatGPT tomorrow come in and say, you know what, we don't have AI anymore, we have general AI, which is like a step further, then you're introducing a new mechanism. And so all your competitors pretty much are worth nothing now because you actually introduce a new mechanism, which is much better than the old one. And therefore, you're going to get all the fucking clients, right? So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is creating a bigger mechanism or an upgraded version of the previous mechanism. Well, now you go Gemini, Cloud, and whoever that is competing against ChatGPT who has general intelligence. Now they have to make general intelligence fucking quantum or something bullshit like that, right? So you take the same mechanism, you just make it even bigger. That's what you're doing in order to actually compete with level 4 of the market stage. And then you go level 5, which essentially means maximum level of skepticism. No one really believes into the mechanism anymore. And so a new mechanism needs to be created, which is, yeah, it's not working anymore. We need to create something else. So now we don't have AI. Now we have symbiosis humanoid AI or something like that, right? It doesn't matter. But you got the point, essentially. This is the marketing sophistication level. And you need to understand when you do advertising at what level of sophistication you are. For example, if I'm working with marketing agencies and I'm promising them to get more leads and more clients, I know I'm working in the level 4 and 5 because that market is super, super sophisticated. Same as with e-commerce. If me as a media buyer, I'm trying to essentially close an e-commerce store, they already try Facebook ads. They know like the mechanism. They even try Facebook ads, they try everything else, right? So the level of skepticism they have is all-time high. What I could do is introduce a new mechanism and say, you know what, Facebook ads sucks. Let me try YouTube ads. That's actually why you fail, right? That's something that could work at level 5 and level 4 of the market. But you see essentially how it goes, right? You need to understand at what level of sophistication your market is, because otherwise it's not going to bite you. If I say to you, you know, I can teach you how to lose weight in 30 days by eating a healthy diet, like it's just not going to work. Or if I say, yeah, like, you know, it's just so sophisticated that you need to come up with a crazy new mechanism in order to them to believe that the reason why they fail is because they don't have this new thing that you just created, right? That's kind of the level of sophistication that level 5 is. And most of you probably going to end up in a market which is between 2 and 4, okay? So probably the THC gummy is something around the level 3, but we're going to see, right? And then we also have something else, which is the market awareness. And the market awareness is this one right here. Same thing. This is more related to our, I would say, avatar, in a sense that it's not a sophistication level, it's just how aware they are about the solution that are out there. As you can see, there are 5 different solutions or 5 different stages of awareness. There is unaware, which is that the prospect doesn't know pretty much he has a problem, okay? So that's people, for example, who are fat and they don't know that being fat is a problem, even though pretty much everyone knows, right? But speaking about the THC gummy, for example, you don't know that you need them because you think your life is great. Problem aware is someone that know, for example, their life is a bit messed up, and then they know they have a problem, but they don't know that my THC gummy is the solution yet. So, as I said right here, the prospect feels a pain and is aware they have some kind of problems. Maybe I'm stressed, okay? Here, for example, I'm not stressed, or I think stress is part of the daily life. I don't think you have a problem, all right? I think the stress is part of the daily life. I don't think it's a problem. Problem aware means that I know I'm stressed, okay? And then I know I have a problem, and therefore I need a solution. Solution aware is that the prospect is aware that there are solutions out there. So I know I have a problem. Now the next step is to find a solution. So I know there are solutions out there. So for example, I know that I could take some, how's it called, like melatonin for sleeping better. Maybe I could take some other pills. Maybe I could meditate. Maybe I can take like a tea. I know there are solutions out there. I just haven't decided which one is the best for me yet, all right? Or I try a few one and they didn't really work. But I know that for my problem, there are solutions out there. That's pretty much stage number 3, which is probably where most of your like buyer audience is going to be. It's going to be in problem aware, solution aware, those two right here. Then we have product aware, which is the prospect is aware that your product service is one of the available solutions. So in here, I don't know, for example, that there is the THC gummy. I know there is the tea. I know there is the meditation. I know there is the melatonin, but I don't know about the THC gummy. Here, I know that the THC gummy and specifically my THC gummy are a potential solution for my problem. And then there is the most aware, which is the prospect believe that your product service is a true solution. So this is going to be like a buyer pretty much. This is close to a buyer. So to kind of reiterate on this, here I'm stressed, but I don't know this is a problem. Here I'm stressed and I know this is a problem. Here I'm stressed, I know this is a problem, and now I'm looking for different solutions out there in the market. Here I'm stressed, I know I have a problem, I'm looking for different solution, and I know the THC gummy are one solution. And here I'm stressed, I know I have a problem, I'm looking for different solution, I know there is a THC gummy, and I think that the THC gummy is going to be the solution for my problem. Okay, this is the chart that essentially you are following. So coming back now to my friend Cloud, we're also going to ask essentially the market awareness of this audience and their market awareness. Perfect. Now, once again, I'm going to drop it and I'm going to let the machine kind of do its thing. It's not going to spit up like stuff that are like 100% correct all the time, but it gives you like very, 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 very good understanding about what you should do in terms of marketing. So here, for example, it says, okay, avatar number 3, the junkie, deep dive into the analysis. Okay, prime mechanism, alcohol. So that's what he's using right now to kind of feel a little bit buzz and stuff like that. Okay, I would probably say also weed, right? Secondary mechanism, it says smoking, vaping, cannabis. Yeah, as you can see, weed, right? Third mechanism, a 10 mechanism, CBD. A 10 means that it failed, right? Why it works, legal and essential. Okay, why it fails, too weak, right? So it's telling why it fails also here, also here, also here. And this is golden. Like imagine how many information you can get. Incredible. And then a 10 mechanism, delta 8, which we actually have delta 9. Legal in more places, similar effect to delta 9, which is what I'm selling, for example, with my candies right here. Why it fails, inconsistent quality and clear legal. Okay, this is great. So here we have the mechanism, so what they try and why it has failed. And why this is important, because then I can address directly this mechanism in my ads. I'll say you want to have an amazing trip and you try, I cannot say weed, but I can say, for example, cannabis, maybe or something similar. Or I can say you want to have an amazing experience, but you'll just try D8. D8 is delta 8. They know what I'm talking about. Why don't you try D9? So I'm addressing essentially their objection, or more so, I'm addressing the fact that the reason why they didn't go high or they didn't have the trip that they want to have is because they tried D8 and on D9. But if they try D9, then they're actually gonna have like the desired one, which is getting fucking high. Make sense? Same right here. Primary objection: barriers to purchase, or objection number 1: it takes too long to kick in. Okay, this is why they might not buy. So this is the fail mechanism. So that you tried D8, it didn't work. Why don't try D9? But they might say, well, it's gonna take too long to kick in, all right? So this is objection number 1, okay? It might take too long, and then you can say, actually, our gummy is made with a specific formula that it can make you high in, I don't know, like 20 minutes, something like that, right? It might get too high, you have a better experience, all right? So also here, get the perfect high. That's like another objection they have. I want to have the perfect high. How do you actually know this is 10 or not 30? Okay, I don't think that's real, for example. You see, that's why you have to read through. It is legal. That's a big one, right? Objection. Maybe they're afraid to buy that because they don't think it's legal. So you actually can say in the ad, this is 100% AFD approval or whatever it's called in America. Anyway, it's legal, right? What do I need to be fractured? Okay, all this is absolutely great. Marketing sophistication level. Stage 3 and 4. Again, coming back to the chart. That's what I told you before. What did I tell you? I would say probably between 3 and 4, right? Just kind of spot on. It's right here, right? So introducing a new mechanism, which is the deny THD gummy, or an upgrade mechanism to the denied THC gummy if they're already trying the past, but it didn't work for them essentially, right? And it says right here, the market knows the general category, cannabis, blah, 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 okay? And basic mechanism, THT, okay? But they didn't try THT gummy D9, right? Which is the new mechanism. Multiple brands, blah, 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 exist. Stage 4, which is customer are becoming educated about dosing specifically, 10 mg standard, impact, blah, blah, blah. they are starting to understand nonsense. Okay, so this is great. We know at what stage of the awareness level probably our avatar is. And then, sophistication level. And then we also have the awareness level right here, which is 1 to 5. Product aware, right? This is people that are product aware. Breakdown, they are aware about these. They are not aware or ever about all these, right? Marketing implication, then we have awareness building, definition, blah, 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 okay? Now, I don't think it did a great job here, for example, on the product aware. I think our audience can easily be problem aware or like solution aware, not necessarily product aware. I think we can make ads for product aware solution as well, sure, but I would probably like to make more ads, which is usually what I always do, make ads to solution aware / problem aware audience, because those audiences are going to be very big. You have to imagine this as a funnel, right? Okay, so let's imagine like this. This is how it goes. The closer it is to the top right here, the warmer it is, right? So this is very warm. Okay, we can make it red. This is very warm, and this is very cold, right? So this is people that are very cold. Obviously, people that are warmer are going to be quicker to convert, and people that are cold are going to take more time to convert. However, because this is a funnel, as you can see, it kind of goes in steps, meaning that every single funnel is going to have fewer and fewer people. So, for example, here maybe it's just like 3% of people. Okay, I cannot type, but imagine there is like a tree. Here maybe is 7% of people. Here maybe is 20% of people. So that's already to 30. And here maybe you have another 30% of people, that's 50. And then here you have the 50% of people, so the biggest one. So as you can see, the colder you get, the bigger is your audience. The warmer you get, the smaller is your audience, but the most, or say the fastest, they're willing to purchase, okay? So you can also do the dollars right here. The closer you go here, the more money they're gonna give you right away, okay? But it's a very small audience, and so the sweet spot, usually for me, is to kind of target this audience right here. Let's make it black. It's fine. So this audience right here. So from problem aware to product aware, because this one is already gonna buy, right? It doesn't really matter. This one you can do email marketing if you haven't bought yet, whatever. But for ads specifically, this is gonna be your retargeting pretty much, and this is gonna be your prospecting. So your top of the funnel, right? So that's what you have to focus on primarily. Those two right here, plus this one for the retargeting, period, okay? So when Cloud is telling me that my audience is primarily product aware, I mean, yeah, we can make ads for product aware, but I will definitely make more ads for solution aware and problem aware, not just product aware. Okay, perfect. Now we got all this information. Guys, I'm spitting so much sauce with those videos, insane. But okay, let's go to the next step. Next step, essentially, like I say here, is to start creating those marketing angles, right? Okay, now we have all this information. Now it's time to make the copywriting, the marketing angle. And then based on that, we're gonna create our creatives, okay? Perfect, so angles, how do we do it? Well, I have a Google Doc right here, which I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna tell this one right here, for example. I'm gonna go here, and you guys can find this doc, by the way, in the comment down below, right? So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to Cloud, I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna say, okay, this is my audience, avatar number 3. So I'm just gonna take the whole avatar number 3. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna select your audience, I'm gonna delete it, and I'm gonna paste my avatar. Okay, so let's read the prompt. Let's say, based on the research you got from the avatar number 3, blah, 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 I want you to create 10 different grabbing attention hooks. Make sure they are very different from one another. Don't create hooks just for the sake of saying it, right? That's perfect. So we can start with the hooks, but we can even go further and say, I want you to create me. Actually, let's start with the hooks first, okay? Let's go step by step. So it's gonna first create the hooks. And so this is gonna be hooks based, again, on all the mechanisms that you tried in the past and all this kind of stuff, right? So why we, hook number 1, okay? Why we do tolerate hangover when there is a better way to win wind, okay? Perfect. The edible that kicks in 45 minutes. Again, this is speaking about, if you guys read it before, the specific one that it was saying, where is it? It was saying like it might take too long. This one right here, objection number 1. So you see those hooks are directly addressing essentially those objections, right? And then boom, it even tells you the fucking strategy, remove shame balls from previous failures, right? Like it really tells you like the strategy around that, address that common objection. This is insane, honestly. But yeah, social proof, okay. Then we got TMG isn't random, is the industry standard for a reason. Okay, this is telling you why, for example, for like, this is for the most aware audience. But for example, let's say these ads are good, but I think we can do a better job for a problem-aware audience. So I can say the same. So I'm gonna copy and paste the prompt once again. But now I'm gonna tell him to create it for a problem solution audience. Create these hooks for a problem aware and solution aware audience. All right, and once again I'm gonna let him rock and roll. Boom. So this is like me versus you, for example. If you do 6 minutes, take another 3. If it is strong, we will send a. Okay, this is a great fucking guarantee, honestly. But average standard. First relaxation, 90 minutes. Peak calm. Okay. Different innovation. First gamma that shows what is working core. Okay. Trusted by 40,000. We're working on cannabis company. We're precise losing company. Cool stuff. Okay. It's giving all the stuff. Now, if you want to even bring it to like a next level, what you should do is going back here and say essentially to create you some B2C frameworks, we can say here, to create us 5 different copies or marketing angles. Create me 5 different copies based or using these frameworks right here. So now I have the hook for the ads, right? And this can be used, for example, in my videos as a hook, or I can also use them in my image as a headline, for example. So boom. Okay, is making the copy, for example. And why this is important? Because actually this one can also be used as a UGC script, right? You can potentially use it as a UGC script, or you can extrapolate the information here and just make an ad, like an image ad based on that. I'm gonna show you how in a second, right? So you know the drill, still planning on buzz around the alcohol. Okay, so this is the alcohol replacement, for example. And again, you can see it got attention, interest, desire, same here, problem, agitate, solution. So it's extrapolating information and creating different frameworks with copywriting. It's fucking insane, honestly. Like different frameworks with the copywriting that I just give it to him, right? Great. Now, let's say we have came up with like all those angles, all the copywriting, all the hooks that we want, because you can repeat this process, honestly, to the infinite. You can have 100 hooks, 100 copywriting, and whatever. What can we do? How we can actually actualize them into creatives, which is the last step, right? Because that's what the user is going to see, the creative. Well, you can take, for example, this copy right here. Okay, let's take this right here. And now we're gonna jump back into my friend Gemini. And we're gonna make a new chat with Gemini. So we can start from scratch, new chat. We're gonna do instruments. There should be Nano Banana. We are Nano Banana right here, which is the new features from Gemini in order to create your image and to edit your image. And we can upload, first of all, our image. So I download like this product right here of some T9 gummies, okay? And then I can also upload, for example, the pictures of an ad that I would like to replicate. Okay, so this is the ad. And now, for example, I can paste essentially the copy. So it's like based on this copy right here, I want you to replicate the ad example I gave you, but make sure to use the information I just gave you. Okay, this is the copy, and then we can also say to swipe up our product. Also, make sure to use my product instead, or to swipe my product, to swipe my product with in the example. Boom, we're gonna hit enter. So now we're gonna let once again the machine to do its thing. And pretty much what it should do is starting creating ads based on the example that I gave to him by swapping the products and then using the marketing information that I just gave him right here, okay, which is this one right here. And as you can see, like boom, okay, it's not perfect. Like you can see it's not perfect, right? Because it definitely needs some adjustment here, like text is a bit there. But you can adjust it with like ChatGPT if you want, if like Gemini is not doing the job, or you can just even further properly engineer and just say like fix the text. Let's see if it actually does that. But we have an ad. We made our ad, and this ad is based actually on deep marketing research that we have made. So you say our gummy, your last Friday night, right? THC, Delta Sugar, okay, 45-minute relaxation, gentle fade into sleep, $280 per experience, 0 calories, 0 apologize text. This is great. $60 on drinks, 1,000 empty calories, sudden mood swings, signed by morning regret, 2 AM and sitting storage. Okay, you only request blah blah blah, one flavor. Okay, risk-free. There is also the guarantee, which is absolutely amazing, right? Well, you can say to now, perhaps please adjust the text to fit the screen on the left side of the picture. Let's see if it doesn't, let's see if it don't. But like, as you can see, this was a seamless process and this was absolutely mind-blowing. Like, honestly, it was incredible because he created the whole ad for us. He did everything based on, here we are, okay, still like not fixing, but we can perhaps like download this, go in Canva, try to fix it, you know, maybe we can get rid of the text and then we can just place the text ourselves. That's also fine. And then we can also get rid of like the little Gemini logo with essentially, what's it called? Canva. Or let me actually see what we can do perhaps. It's going here to load this, going to ChatGPT, open a new chat, and now ask him to fix the text. Let's see if he's gonna do it. And if he doesn't, I guess then the solution is just to go to Canva and do it themselves and do it over there, which is also fine. So I'm gonna go with the same prompt and it's gonna take a little bit longer, so I'm gonna stop the video and reset it once it's done. Alright guys, I tried, never mind, didn't work. But still, you can upload it, for example, in Canva, get rid of the text and just type it yourself. You already know essentially what to write because you have the image right here. So this might just take like a few minutes, but you see how it went from literally zero to create a whole ad based on marketing research, based on the possible objection and the marketing sophistication level, and what my clients actually want in a matter of like, what, half an hour or something like that. And now you can just repeat the process because you have all this knowledge and you just have to go out there really create scripts for your video ads or creating static images like that, right? So hopefully you guys liked it. I think this was one of the most fire video I made, honestly. But yeah, if you guys want to become a media buyer making 10, 50K a month online like I do, link down below to book a call with me. If not, hope you guys gonna enjoy this video and see ya.